No, okay, no. Now you're gonna try to pull the end off. No.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully better than me.
No headphones?
They're sitting right next to me. I don't have anything up right now.
Okay, sorry.
For those of you who don't know, who aren't in my personal Facebook feed, as I don't have one specifically for my channel or the Facebook feed. Preferably without my son getting in trouble in the background. Monday midday, I lost my mom. She had been battling dementia for years, specifically early onset Alzheimer's. So we have been slowly losing her over years. Are you trying to remove the couch cushion?
Oh, he already has.
Oh, cool.
And he was drawing on the bottom of the couch.
I can say that it is absolutely horrible to lose who somebody is long before you lose them. Outside of just losing her and losing my hours-long phone calls multiple times a month when she still had her wherewithal. It has hit me especially hard. Hi. Because I have pictures. I have pictures. You trying to talk to the world? Do you have trains, buddy? I have pictures of my mom with him, but not with my younger son. And I know both of them are too young to understand what's going on. They're too young to be affected by her loss like I am. Outside of how it affects me. Hey. What is that?
It's a butter knife.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Um, my kids and my wife have been my light and my rock, and like I know I have to keep myself at least somewhat put together because of my kids. I am having essentially a very difficult time because I never would have thought growing up that, and I'm going to really show my age here, that I never would have thought that I would have lost a parent by the age of 35.
I'm sorry. I have some baby snuggles and I'll go with your puppy girls.
Oop, we lost a binky. No, you're going to try and chew on those. You're not going to be allowed to have those. I will say that the world has truly lost a gem. To quote a movie, A Diamond in the Rough. I know that she'll be looking over us and watching over us, and I know that she'll always be here because she'll always be remembered. And I know we're, getting into belief systems at that point, but and I try to keep things like that to a minimum on the channel because I don't want to deal with heated discussions, large debates, and political and religious divides on the channel. That's not something that I want on the channel. It's not something that I look for on the channel. It's not... I look for things like this. Smiles and happiness. A place to get away from the everyday turmoils of life. But unfortunately, this is one of those things that no matter how light I try to make the channel, that, something that affects me affects the channel. I had previously stated it in some of my early streams. But in memory of my mom, every year on her birthday in March, I will be joining my dad, who is also a streamer. If you want to go take a look at him, that's Texas Jimmy. He does music streams, like motivating, want to listen to music, have a good chat. On the 80s rock, and we have a couch cushion again. Good old 80s rock, and just chatting about anything and everything. So definitely stop over there and see him. I wish I could say that this was going to be easy for me. I wish I could say that I really hey, you're supposed to have the smile. You're supposed to have the smile. When people see you, they come here for the smile. They come here for the smile. And these chubby cheekies. These chubby cheekies. These super chubby cheekies. These squeezable cheekies. The cheekies that every aunt stereotypically goes, "Oh, look at how cute you are. You're so adorable. Look at these cheekies. I just want to squeeze them." So there may be times and whatnot where I may have to just, cancel a stream or end a stream early or something like that because something, just hits me and I didn't see it coming. I hope it'll get... I don't necessarily want to say get easier, because it's never easy. It's always painful, but to cope with, be a little easier. She was an extraordinarily special person. Not just to me, not just to my dad and my wife, and she was the type of person that could light a room even when she couldn't be a light to herself. She was very, very strong, both of mental prowess and intelligence and emotion. Amazing fortitude. Always a fighter. Excuse you. She was the type of person that all of my friends growing up called her mom. She was a mom to the world. She is the reason that I don't have an ounce of discrimination or bigotry in my blood whatsoever. Except for an aversion to a lack of common sense.
Really, Gregory? Did you have to dump all of my kicks?
I didn't realize he dumped them. For those who know her, you know how much of a loss this is. For those who have lost somebody close, you have an idea. Let me see about doing something here as well. Let's bring this over here.
Can I get your little mushroom?
With the vacuum?
Yeah. If not, don't worry about it.
It's buried up and back.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's just there's crumbs. I just wanted to pick them up. That's all.
We can do it after stream. It's fine. Let me flip this on and come down here. She was the light of so many people's lives. I mean, when you see how happy and excited she is there, you could only imagine how she was when we first told her she was going to be a grandma. She was absolutely speechless from excitement. That was actually right after we got home from the hospital with that one. And now I realize I'm going all over the place here, but going back to the fundraiser end, moving forward, coming in March, I will be joining my dad again, Texas Jimmy, on Twitch. He does 80s music. In raising funds for dementia research. I don't know exactly which one we're going to be doing yet. I know his first time doing it back in March was the Alzheimer's Association. I'm guessing it will probably be the same next year. It'll be something that we have to, talk about. And as we get closer, we will coordinate times and dates, because we had originally started discussing that it was going to be like the entire weekend, not just on her birthday day, to make sure that we can, catch as many as possible, to raise the awareness of how bad this disease is, of continuing to care for somebody who was or is very important and special, and yet they can't communicate back. They may not necessarily know who you are on a day-to-day basis. That memories start getting jumbled and mixed together and change, and personalities change. And you want to go back to mommy, buddy? Without eating my pillow?
I'm trying to eat mine.
Well, no, he just leaned forward trying to eat this one. That one's daddy's. You can't take that with you. You can't take that with you. Thank you. It's definitely one of those things that I would never wish upon my worst enemy. I'm at the point that I am definitely hurt and saddened and anxious about what's to come without her. But at the same time, relieved that she no longer has to live that way, because it really is not a good way to live.
Yes.
I do already... Hi. You're going side to side here now? Nope. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. You're getting too tall, child. You're getting too tall that I cannot have anything on my desk, apparently. Not a thing. No, that is not a step. Not a step. Get down. Yeah, you just almost fell. I told you it's not. Stop. No. Yeah, it's Grandma and you. That's Grandma, my mom, holding you when you were first brought home from the hospital. As I was about to say, I do already miss things that have never never happened / cannot ever happen anymore. Um, the memories that can't be made because she's not there. The opportunities that can't ever come along. I have missed who she was for years now. But now I miss her entirely because she's not here at all. I know how proud she would be of our family. I know how happy and excited she would be for her grandkids. And yet I already miss that I can't ever see that excitement. That I can never see the giggles and the laughs of her playing with her grandkids. And I know it's bad to miss things that haven't happened, that can't ever happen, that won't happen. But unfortunately, I can't stop my brain from doing it. Grief hits us all in different ways, at different times. It affects different aspects of each of our individual lives. And it affects us differently depending on the relationship you had with the person. And I know that there have been a lot of I wishes here. Honestly, I have no idea how I'm going to fully cope with this loss. Because the way that our family dynamic was, she was not only mom, but friend. And now I'm having difficulty finding words. Yes, I wish things could be different. Yes, I wish that this was not a worldwide problem. But unfortunately is. It's not just my family, not just, you know, a couple hundred other families out there. It's tens or hundreds of thousands of people every year. It's a problem the whole world is working on. And yet, because of the part of the human body it deals with, unless something miraculous happens, it'll be years to decades before we find some sort of solution to this. There is some comfort in knowing that my family knows that she would not have wanted to live that way. The way that she had been, but not by of her choice. That on how bad it must have been to be stuck in a body while losing who you are and not even know you're losing who you are. Or when you do realize you're losing who you are, how frustrating and angry you must be at the situation. And frustrated that you can't do anything about it. I know that she lived a good life. That she was always surrounded by people who loved her. She could go anywhere and people would love her, even complete strangers. Because that's just who she was. It just unfortunately ended way too soon. As a few months ago, she just celebrated her 56th birthday. When you stop to think about dementia, most people think of the typical age of onset, 70, 80, in there. But early onset is so... And not to diminish it happening at 70 or 80, especially nowadays when lifespans are so much longer. But for it to happen in your 50s, when you're essentially at midlife with the way that everything goes in this day and age. It's not, you know, in your 30s where you have your midlife crisis anymore. It's in your 50s. Because in your 30s, you're actually still just trying to find yourself. You can essentially have a full retirement by the time you hit midlife crisis nowadays. I truly believe that she is watching over our family. That she will continue to watch over our family. That she will always be part of our family because I won't forget. My kids will know basically every detail about her. From her strength to her lovingness to... Welcome, Alice, and thank you. It's very appreciated. How strong she was, how independent, how caring and loving, to how she wore her heart on her sleeve at all times. She was very, very loved. Just unfortunately can't be loved long enough. She will... Honestly, it's not even on how loved she was, it's how loved she is, because of the way that she has touched people and how many people she has touched. She will continue to be loved. I mean, you're just joining me. Like I stated earlier on, is when I was growing up, she was everybody else's mom as well. All of my friends called Mom, Mom. She always had an ear. She always seemed to have the right words. And I don't know how she did it. is one of those things of, she may not tell you the truth, she tells you what you need to hear. She was always motivating, always pushing everybody to do better, but would be a confident, would be a one to always give the right advice, but only give it when it was truly necessary. She let emotion drive her in a way that logic didn't seem to matter. It always ended up right. In one way, shape, or form. And not to mention that the woman was a sponge. She, like myself, was one of those that lived by the statement, if you haven't learned something today, what was the purpose of today? Doesn't matter how small. Doesn't matter what it's about. Could be some random useless trivia fact, but still learning something new every day. And it kills me even more knowing that towards the end she couldn't continue learning. That, or in certain cases, that she would relearn and didn't even realize that she had known it to begin with. Which, that part is kind of amazing. That you can be so excited about learning something that you've known for 30 years. But you get to learn it like it's brand new. I also know that for the rest of my life, she's going to be looking down on me with that smile. And yet constantly smacking me for my idiocy. All at the same time. Because I'm a guy and I'm her son. I'm always loved, but I'm always going to be an idiot too. But like her, I will keep learning. I learn something every day. No matter how little it may be. So whether or... Yeah, very true. Learning about yourself every day is extraordinarily big. That's one of the it like you learn a random trivia fact, you go, I learned something. When you learn something about yourself, it's like having an epiphany on that day. But before I completely lose it, I will say that as a reiteration here that she is extraordinarily and exceptionally loved, that she will be forever missed for the lives that she has touched, for the light that she has brought to so many, for the help and care she was always willing to give, even at cost to herself. To even something as simple as bringing a smile to somebody's face. I know that she will watch her grandkids grow and change and evolve and adapt. I know that through me, she will be a role model for my kids. And although I can't physically, see her anymore, knowing that she can see me is what really matters. Living up to and or exceeding her expectations. Give me a second. I truly wish that she could have touched more lives, but in retrospect, she will, because the lives that she has touched will touch others. So, the light that she had created will exponentially grow over time. Okay, I gotta close this picture before I completely lose myself. I'm staring at her and losing it. She will definitely be forever missed. And also that anybody else that has a loved one with it, know that you're not alone. To lean on those around you, to not be afraid to accept the help when offered. That to not let your pride get in the way of asking for the help. Be proud in yourself that you had the wherewithal to know you needed the help. There are many, many resources out there for those of you that are dealing with issues like this. Whether it be dementia, cancer, most terminal illnesses. There are many resources out there that can be leaned on and are meant to be taken advantage of. That are meant to alleviate some of the hardship that you are going through in taking care of that person with a terminal illness. At any stage of the illness. So many people have neglected their mental health. I mean, we all neglect our most of us neglect our physical health on a day-to-day basis, but we can't really address the physical unless we are also addressing the mental and emotional. And when under the stress of taking care of somebody else, it can be absolutely devastating. So please don't neglect your mental health. It's something that has come up a lot in recent years, that there is a lot more availability for it, and thankfully a lot less stigma around it. It now just comes up to swallowing your pride, admitting that you have a problem and that you need the help with something. Whether that be in taking care of yourself or the help in taking care of somebody else. We need to be helping each other. And that is one big thing about my mom that I absolutely have always loved, is that she also knew when words wouldn't do anything and would just walk up and hug somebody. Knowing the situation that they're in, just walk up and hug them. That the physical touch, the physical human contact can address so many issues just by knowing that somebody is physically there. So although she will be forever missed, she'll also never be fully gone. Alright, folks, give me a couple of minutes to regain myself here, and then we'll see what we're gonna do today. I'm okay enough to definitely stay on stream, but I just need a couple of minutes.